Greetings everyone, welcome back to Blade Bias, and today, on filler episode number whatever this is, Ethan mindlessly rambles about the balisong that you use to train because in this current recording session, the first video that I filmed was the Benjamin Flips Challenged Me video that you guys have probably most likely already seen already. If not, I just spoiled that. Oops, my bad. What I want to know is, do you guys have a balisong that feels more comfortable to flip than anything else? Probably, and my gut reaction is that you probably do, and if you do, it's probably a balisong that you have used to learn a lot of tricks. I remember my Arctic when I first got it was always like this. When I started branching out to other balisongs like the Squid Trainer, I would always come back to the Arctic and it would just feel comfortable. It would feel easy to flip. It would feel like I could learn anything on it. And nowadays, that's my cheese, because whenever I sit down to actually improve at flipping, I pick up my cheese. So I'm assuming all of that time goes into making me more comfortable with the flipping aspects of the cheese, which makes the cheese feel more comfortable and therefore, quote unquote, more easy to flip. And so my question to you guys is, one, do you have an experience like this where you have a balisong that's more comfortable or more easy to flip? And two, do you have a specific training balisong that you always go to? Or do you try and learn on as many different balisongs as you can? Because I'm kind of two minds on this. Number one, I think it's incredibly valuable to have one single balisong that you are super familiar with all the flipping dynamics of. You can flip it maybe even better than you can flip anything else in your collection, and using that to learn. Because if you're super familiar with the balisong, then you will more easily be able to figure out the puzzle that is learning a new balisong trick. Kind of like I did in the Benjamin Flips Challenge video, break it down to its bare essentials and figure out what it is that you can do to make it easier or work for you in a different way. And having a balisong that you're super familiar with can make that an easier process. Because I know that the cheese performs this way when I throw it this way, or it's kind of weird when I do this trick, or I need to adjust for this trick because it's not great at doing this trick. And the balance here and the weight distribution makes it a little bit better for this trick, so maybe I don't have to try as hard to learn that. Basically what I'm saying is that you know all of the ins and outs of your balisong, which means that you can adjust more easily on the fly. Whereas if you're flipping something that you're less familiar with to learn a new trick, there might be some weirdness with that balisong. Maybe it struggles with fans or choker fans or something like that. It's going to make it harder to learn that trick. And you're not aware of that because you're not as intimately familiar with that balisong. On the other hand, I can see the argument for learning on anything in your collection making you a more versatile flipper. Because you're not relying on that familiarity, you're able to adapt to far more different levels of flipping, different struggles with different balisongs on different tricks. And it kind of keeps you on your toes to make you a better learner and to make you adapt to any balisong that you are flipping to be able to learn anything on anything. And obviously it'll be difficult if you pick up like a Squiddy to learn a fan, like an OG Squiddy to learn a fan, because that thing can't fan worth a damn. But assuming you're picking up something that's decent, or even not. I've seen people who are crazy at flipping the super heavy curved CSGO balisongs. Like, it kind of comes back around to learning on something and being familiar with it, because then you get really good at flipping that specific thing. Which is why I kind of want to know where you guys stand on this. Are you on team learn with one specific balisong for familiarity? Or are you team no, learn on whatever it is that you have because it will make you more adaptable and it will make you a better flipper because of it. And also let me know any opinions that you have on the topic in general. If you have something that you're more comfortable with flipping, do you prefer learning on that? Do you not prefer learning on that? What do you think is subjectively better for you? What do you think is objectively better to recommend to other people? Because this is probably something that I'll bring up in future videos. It would be a genuine recommendation if a bunch of people are like, oh yeah, I use the same balisong. Then I can say, okay, you're a new flipper, use the same balisong. You might have an easier time learning these tricks that you're trying to do. Anyway, I hope that made sense. I'm going to get going. Thank you for watching this filler episode of Blade Bias, and please let me know your thoughts below. I will see you all in the next one. Peace.